Hello, Mavericks. This is Imri, and welcome to today's Market Roundup. It is Wednesday, January 10th. And wow, right near the close, we got some real meaningful news of the day. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But as always, we'll be conducting a review of the trading day, taking a look at the equity markets, the commodity markets. We'll be taking a look at the major indices, examining the market internals, looking at a sector heat map of the S&P 500, and finally wrapping things up with some potential trade setups and opportunities. Let's get right into it.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional stock and option traders. Maverick Trading is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional trader for Maverick, click the Apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
So starting off with some market analysis, first off, we can see here that basically all the major market indices were up today. Small caps nearly flat, but everything else doing really, really well. Qs leading the way, as you might expect. And we saw that over half the issues are advancing, with only a tiny portion of them flat, and the majority of issues are still above their 50-period moving average. In terms of major news, really came out near the close of the day. It was when the SEC approved rule changes paving the way for the much-anticipated Bitcoin ETFs. This is off of some volatility the other day when the SEC reportedly said that they'd approved the Bitcoin ETF, but it turns out their Twitter account was hacked. And of course, we have some key inflation data coming in tomorrow, so look out for those prints. That'll be coming out at the usual time at 8:30 a.m. Okay, so here, looking at a price chart of the S&P 500, this is the march to new all-time highs. I would be shocked if it doesn't happen. I was talking with another colleague of mine who I respect very much that is decidedly more bearish than I am, and I don't think he's necessarily wrong. I do think we are going to get a very healthy correction in the stock market, but first, I do believe we're going to take out that all-time high. So the all-time high, closing all-time high is at 48.2191. We're not too far away from that indeed. Just we could potentially break through tomorrow even. It's not that far away. Of course, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But for now, we remain bullish the market. And here we are in the Qs, back above the 20-period moving average. Things are looking pretty bullish there as well. Now, the sector heat map is interesting. Like I said, Qs leading the way, so tech well up. Financials doing pretty good as well overall, I would say, and there are quite a few stocks with earnings this week that are gonna come up, so we'll be taking a look at some of those as well. But overall, tech still definitely the place to be. Amazon had a very good day as well. Meta had a stellar day today as well too. So the weekly outlook, monthly outlook hasn't really changed here. We're still at +3s across the board pretty much, and it's going to change up at some point in time, but as of right now, things are still looking quite bullish for the markets. Now, whenever things are looking, this is as an aside, by the way, whenever things are looking really bullish and there doesn't seem to be a worry on the horizon, that's usually a sign to start developing a sense of healthy paranoia. Now, of course, you don't want to be such a contrarian that you're missing all the major trends, but I think as we're approaching new all-time highs here, a bit of caution is warranted. So be bullish. I'm definitely bullish. I'm just cautiously bullish. Okay, so now that brings us out to some potential trades. There are a couple opportunities here that I want to focus on the bullish trades. I've got Microsoft and Equix. Potential neutral trades, I still have Old Dominion on there, and then potential bearish trades. Man, the energy sector has been getting killed. XOM looks terrible, so we're going to examine these price charts. So first up, we have Equinix here. I love this setup here, trading in this triangle formation with resistance overhead. I guess you could call this a cup and handle as well, where we have that large move on the left leading down into November as being part of that cup, and the rally forming the cup. And then this triangle formation, I guess we could call that the handle. So a nice breakout above that resistance area could certainly prove to be explosive for Equinix. Love the momentum. Now, obviously, the stock is expensive, so we would, of course, look for some call options that would make sense here, whether you're looking at a diagonal or look, I coming from the currency side of things, I keep my options trading pretty vanilla, so I'd probably do a covered call, something like that, depending on which strike prices make sense. This is more of a swing trade in my opinion, so I'd be looking for at least a month expiry. Old Dominion, this has been on my sideways radar for quite some time. Last time I talked about this stock was in mid-December, and we're back in the middle of the range, so it's kind of fulfilling expectations, and I expect the sideways action to continue for a little bit longer yet. And then finally, here is a very bearish looking price chart. This is Exxon. We're below both moving averages on the daily, and we have a wall. We do have some support here at 98 where we might see a bit of a bounce, but if we break below 98, I think it puts the low 80s into focus. So there could be a lot of potential in Exxon if it does break down. So tomorrow's outlook, market holding strong still despite overbought conditions. That hasn't changed. The economic report, my apologies, folks, that is inaccurate. We don't have retail sales tomorrow. We have some other inflationary data that the market's going to be looking at. We have, of course, CPI coming in at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and then we have the unemployment claims as well. So the market will be looking very closely at that. And then earnings reports, we have United Health, we've got JPM, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo. So those are the financial sector stocks, just some of them that are reporting earnings this week. All right. Hope you enjoyed the market roundup, traders. Look forward to speaking with you in a couple of weeks. Bye for now.